tell you, when we wanted to take our action figures somewhere, we had to have a case to put them in. You couldn't just stick your action figures in your pocket. Well, maybe if you had one or two of them. But today, let's take a look at action figure carrying cases or collector cases. I know you're thinking, Junkman, you've done this video before. Well, maybe we'll look at some different ones this time. I'm going to be honest with you, it's about 7:20 and I got to get this video up by 8 o'clock. Kind of got behind. I was like, what am I going to do? So I'm rushing this video. I can't mess up. You're not going to see any edits during this video, so don't laugh at me too hard. But this is one I had as a kid, Star World. Here's before you could find the official Kenner one released. And, oh man, I had the first 12 in this, I know. Maybe some more. Maybe some more from the first 12. Let's see if I can open this thing up. Look at that tray. Don't you love those? Oh, it just brings back the memories. Now, I do have some of the Star Wars collector cases. You can see right... Where are they at? Oh, you can see Empire up there. Why it's so dark over there? You can see Empire over there. And below it is Star Wars. I need Return of the Jedi. Anyone want to help me out get Return of the Jedi at a reasonable price? Some things are rare. They're hard to find. Anybody got a second one? Let me know. Why is it so dark over there? Y'all don't care about all that. Anyway, we're going to look at collector cases, and I'm not going to really look at the Star Wars ones. We've looked at that many a times. The Vader head that you put the figures in, you pick it up, they all fall down. 3BO head, the gun. There's a lot of different carrying cases. But today, we're just going to look at some random ones I found on the internet, mostly from the 70s, 80s, maybe a few 90s in there, and even some for Hot Wheels. And let's start right here with a Ghostbusters one. I never liked this one. That was like a tower, like you open it, I had a little lock on it, you open it up and it opens. I never liked these. I like the ones with more of a briefcase that you carry around. I never liked these. I think He-Man did one like this, didn't like it. And how about this one right here, another generic one, Great Heroes. You can put your Superman, your Batman, your Spider-Man. If no one's looking, you can put your Wonder Woman in there. You can put anything in that case right there. Kind of a generic one here. Here's another one. I had this one too, not as a kid. I bought this one as a collector in the 90s. Found it really, really dirt cheap. Fantastic figures. It's more for the He-Man figures. It's just a generic one made for the He-Man figures. It's got the latch. It opens up. It's got the plastic tray inside. Wasn't much of a fan of that. And how about this? DC Comics Superheroes. Yep. You can't put your Spider-Man in that. But this one right here holds 12 action figures. And one thing I always loved about these carrying cases or collector cases, whatever one you want to call it, it always says collector cases on the thing, but I always call it a carrying case. But one thing I always loved, they always had really cool artwork, or most of the time anyway. Like this one right here, Spider-Man from the 90s holds 12. A lot of them do hold 12. And look at that. I see Spider-Man. I see Venom. I even see Dr. Detroit. Man, they got everybody on here. And how about the space case? I think it's made by the same people that made Star World. Look at that. And look at Darth Vader in a dress. Who would thought you'd live to see today? But there's Star. I never had this one, but I've seen it on toy shows a lot. That one and this one right here for a generic carrying case. They must have made a buku of these because I swear they're all over the place and pretty darn cheap. And how about this one? Combat Men, mostly for your G.I. Joe, but I like this one because it's got the Jeep on it. It looks like maybe the door of the Jeep opens up. I could be wrong. It'd be kind of cool if they let you unzip it right there and put them in like you're putting them in the back of the Jeep or something. And how about a wrestling one? This one looks more 90s, maybe a little later, a plastic case, but I like that it has the big, wrestling belt. Hey, I just won a belt. I'm a wrestler. And I like that. And it says you can spin the belt. I don't know why you want to spin the belt, but you can do that. And we have Operation Aliens. Now, this was rumored. Everyone thought Operation Aliens, they did the carrying case, a board game. Was that going to be a cartoon series? And I actually thought that was true. I did a video like 5 years ago saying it was going to be a cartoon series. But it's come out this never was going to be a cartoon series called that. I don't know exactly why they call it Operation Aliens, but there it is right there. How about this one from the 90s? I believe 97. A Falcon with a wedge. It's the first time we got a wedge figure. Wedge, right? First time we got a wedge figure. I could not believe it. I didn't like what the handle was on this one. I think they could have done in the back. Made a little part that pulls out for the handle. I don't like that they put, just throws off the look of the Falcon. And I don't know why wedges. One thing, why does Wedge come with a Falcon? And why is he laying down in the cockpit? And how about this one? Masters of the Universe. Great artwork here. Great artwork. I love it. You got He-Man and his fighting the guy with the, what's that Skeletor looking guy? He's got a skeleton face. Fighting him, got Man-at-Arms pointing his finger at Beastman. Hey, put your finger somewhere else. Oh, I love it. I love it. Got Trapjaw in the back. Trapjaw's the Boba Fett of the He-Man series. And how about this one right here? Collect 'em all superheroes. Kind of a generic little Mego case. Not, I mean, it's really official, but it's just kind of, they didn't put much thought into it, is what I should say. There it is, Mego. How about this one right here? What a boring carrying case. Yawn. This is not action figure case. This is, nobody went out of the way to make anything cool with this one right here. And how about Superstars carrying case? Remember that? This is where they make die-cast figures of, not Tom Petty, Richard Petty, Burt Reynolds as the Bandit, Colt Seavers, and a couple other ones. I've talked about them a couple times on this channel, but can you believe it? They made a carrying case for them. I was kind of surprised by that. And Space Figure Case. Another one trying to get it, cash in on the Star Wars craze to put your Star Wars figures. And this one looks like it was sold at Sears. That's right, Sears. And how about a G.I. Joe case? Battle figure carrying case. Now that's a cool art too. That's some cool art right there. G.I. Joe, it says right there that he is a real American hero, so I guess he is. And how about the Shadow? Yeah, Kenner's Shadow line had a carrying case, holds 12. What? Who's that jumping on the Shadow about it? It looked like Bigfoot from the $6 Million Man. I can't believe they made that. And how about action figure collector case? Another generic one that's got G.I. Joe. Looks like it has a spaceman on it also. So it's saying, hey, whatever you want to put in this case, if it'll fit in a little plastic tray, go ahead, stick it in there. And then we have Combat. Yeah! Another one that looks like it's aimed for G.I. Joe. Collector's case holds 24. Woo! Man!
Hot buttered popcorn, that's a deal!
You got that right, 24. And then we have the Batman carrying case based for the Toy Biz figures, holds 12. They only made 3 figures in the line. Got you just to buy double. They did make the Batman so many times, one without a Keaton face, one with a Keaton face, one with a square jaw, one without a square jaw. So maybe that fill up your case right there. How about a Dick Tracy? Yeah, the Dick Tracy line had a dang carrying case for it. Crazy. And how about another G.I. Joe one right here? Collector's case. It's got G.I. Joe. I think that's Duke G.I. Joe. I think his name is Duke. Running there, fixing to get in some fighting. And then we got the worst carrying case ever. This is by far my personal pick is the worst. In fact, this thing was on eBay, sold for 99 cents. Power of the Force carrying case, just a plastic box where they just took the top of the card and made a sticker out of it. Boy, Star Wars deserves so much better. And then we have Transformers collector's case, another one with great artwork. Look at that. It looks awesome. I think that's Optimus Prime right there on the front. And then look at this, Hot Wheels 24 collector cars. Why are you pulling this one up? Because I had this one. Well, my brother did, then I did. This is what we kept the Hot Wheel cars in, mostly his Hot Wheel cars. The top was always falling off of it. We had to put like, wasn't really duct tape, it was that like brown tape we put on it. We held this thing together for years. I wonder what happened to it. But that's the one we had. Brings back a lot of memories when I saw it. I couldn't believe I found it online. And here's another one for Hot Wheels. Another one that holds 24. And look at that van in the back with the flames on it. We had that as a kid. I love playing with that van. I had that van. Again, when I say I had it, my brother had it, and then I had it. And how about this one? Fantasy Graders? I can't recursive, I guess. There's a fake He-Man holding a lightsaber. I don't know who the green guy's supposed to be, but it looks like it's going to hit that hero when the balls with some with spikes on it. Crazy. Holds up to 12 figures. Masters of the Universe, Warlords, and other fantasy-type figures. So it's not a fantasy figure, and it fits. You can't put it. It has to be a fantasy figure. And this is a carrying case I always wanted for my Hot Wheel cars or Matchbox. It looked like a dang tire. And I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And I think this one here is from the late 60s, but I know they made them in the 70s and early 80s. I used to see them in the toy catalogs, you know, Sears catalogs. And I always wanted one. Never did get one. I just thought it was really kind of cool. And here's one that I thought was the carrying case we had as a kid. And then I was like, that looks like the color. That's not it. Then I found the one we did have. And I was like, okay, this is it right here. This one says it pop up. I don't know exactly what pops up. Maybe it's a little play set inside. The one we did, you could make a ramp out of it. You wasn't supposed to. You just could make a ramp out of the lid. And maybe that's why it was broke and never stayed on. But that's a look at carrying cases. Like I said, you can't just stick your action figures in your pocket. You might see the girl you got a crush on, and she'll be like, hey, is that a Chewbacca in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? And you'll say, hey, just a little bit of both, honey, just a little bit of both. You want to go behind the bowling alley, and I'll show you my Chewbacca? Now I'm getting a little carried away. I want to thank you. I got this video done in 11 minutes. Oh, maybe I can get it uploaded in time. Thanks for. Oh, let me know what carrying case you had, if you had any, or maybe you just stuck them in a sock.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.